Your referee in charge of the action when the cage door closes, Mr. Bobby Wambacher.
The one and only Bobby Wambacher on the call here. And I'll tell you what, that was a very intense stare down. It lasted for about 4 minutes, it felt like, as Dynamite was giving those introductions. And we are right into the action, Victoria.
Douglas coming out as southpaw. And part of the reason I brought up that Jordan Mays is just coming into himself as a fighter, finding his reach, is he's not going to have the reach advantage here, it doesn't seem like.
Yeah,
they're both lanky fighters.
Yeah, their stature almost identical, it would appear. Mays attacked that lead leg early on. Let a couple right hands go, back to attacking that lead leg. And you're right, it feels kind of like this is going to be a battle of range. Who knows their range more? Who could get into range and out of range the best?
Ooh, looking a little wild from Mays. But he's landing.
Douglas did a good job to avoid the initial barrage, but Mays caught up with him right there at the end. And now coming away from the cage and back into the center.
And that may be what Mays has to do. It looks like he might have a slight reach disadvantage, and he needs to get in there without getting hit. And
great counter right hand there from Kenion Douglas as he clips the jaw of Jordan Mays. A nice kick to the body as well from Douglas. My first time getting a look at Kenion here in the AKA cage. Halfway through
nice
round number one. And you can see Mays willing to use his kicks early on in this match, Victoria. Knee to the body there from Kenion Douglas.
Kenion is looking sharp. He's able to see the punches come in, when to clinch up. I'm liking his patience. Those are some good uppercuts.
He's starting to land a couple of bombs there. All of the biggest shots landed so far in this opening round have come from Douglas. Mays firing back as he breaks away from the cage.
Some big hooks. That was a good read, but I was going to say that was a good read from Douglas with the head movement, but he got himself kind of caught there for a second. Uh-oh.
This is a
slip, maybe?
Yeah, a slip right there for sure, and they're just continuing to stand up here. I'm not sure if maybe there is no grappling or maybe not going to the ground in this fight, I should say. All stand up. Because it felt like to me Mays just kind of let go of that guillotine and led him back to his feet. Maybe I'm wrong. 10 seconds remaining here. It has been a exciting first round here between these two.
I'd like to see some more of those uppercuts.
There they are.
There they are.
Look at you, right on time, Victoria. Interesting first round. I felt like Mays came out the aggressor, but Douglas was able to elude any of the big shots, and then he started finding his range. Had a nice counter right hand, landed a few big uppercuts against the cage, and probably did enough to edge out that first round, I would feel like.
I think so. That was definitely a very fast-paced first round. These guys need to take some big breaths and listen to their coaches. I think Mays has got to be a little bit more patient. You get blasted there with those big hooks against someone with a longer range than you. They're going to pick you apart. So I'd like to see him straighten it up a little bit and be a little bit more patient in his striking.
I am going to play lip reader for just a moment. I saw Jordan Mays saying, my toe, my toe. So maybe that's what happened on that slip. Maybe he hurt his toe a little bit. We'll see.
Yeah, it looks like they're putting the ice on his foot now.
Yeah, so they have started icing that right foot, it appears. That'll be something to pay attention to as we are preparing for round number 2.
I like that Kenion Douglas did not take his stool. He seems amped up and ready to go for the second round.
Great shot there from the broadcast team.
Are they going to call it, it looks like?
Maybe that's it. James Georgetown into the cage, the check on Jordan Mays. Of course, GT does such a great job putting these cards together. And it appears as though, just from the celebration of Kenion Douglas, that is how this fight will end. Doctor stoppage at the end of round number 1 because of the right foot injury to Jordan Mays.
No shame in that. No need to continue fighting this amateur level. You've hurt yourself. A difficult injury to overcome. I mean, you're going to be on your feet the whole entire time, so it's hard to, deal with that.
And you're absolutely right. If it's a professional fight, there's money on the line, you push through it. But as an amateur, I think you step away and take care of your body. That is certainly the smart move here by Jordan Mays. And we don't know. I mean, he could have broken his foot just then, and you can't put any pressure on it as well. It's certainly possible. Well, a disappointing finish to what looked like it was shaping up to be a very good fight between these two.
Yeah, I was definitely ready to see more action.
Mays came out on fire, loved his intensity out of the gates. I mean, he stared Douglas down from the second he walked up from the stage. Their stare down was great. There was some animosity as the two fighters were being introduced, and they got right to work. But in the end, it's going to be Kenion Douglas taking home his first victory as an amateur, representing the Armada Fight Team, the gym. Unfortunate for Jordan Mays, because
I have not seen him stand yet. There he goes. He's going to stand up.
He's been a very fun fighter for us here at American Combat Alliance, and you hate to see anybody get injured, especially one of the guys that keeps coming in here and putting it on the line for us at AKA.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee has called a stoppage to the action. A TKO at the finish of round one, declaring your winner, the Ace, Kenion Douglas.
Kenion Douglas, come here and talk to me for a second. How do you feel? What was running through your mind at the end of round one, staring across the stage, seeing that your opponent wasn't getting up off the stool?
I wanted more smoke. I wanted to keep the fight to continue, but unfortunately he wasn't able to step off the stool, so best of luck to him and the doctor, so hope he does okay.
I could tell that you were ready for round two. I could tell that you were itching to get back in there. Your striking looked clean. You did a good job reading the different elements coming from your opponent. Did you feel like the fight played out like you prepared for it in the gym?
A little bit. First minute, I was a little anxious. I wanted to get in there and bang a little bit, but it's not my style, so I had to calm down and relax, see the shots coming.
Well, you did a fantastic job. Who would you like to thank?
I'd like to thank my team. I'd like to thank my daddy out there somewhere. I just thank for everybody for this wonderful opportunity.
Well, congratulations again. Everybody give it up for Kenion Douglas.